first things first, what I had before. The picture you saw in the last video of me with like black hair and dreads and mohawk and all that kind of stuff. Before that I had lime green hair. I just had, it was fudge green envy mixed with crazy colours, canary yellow on just like bleached hair, and it was short and green. Pretty, yeah. Then, after I sort of, you know, shaved it into a mohawk and all that kind of dealio, dyed it with this. It's just Sensation Permanent Hair Colour Cream. It seems to be a little bit easier to bleach out than, say, some of the more expensive brands. So like, I mean, it faded a little bit. I only had it in for probably 3-4 weeks, and it faded to, like, it faded noticeably enough that I needed to dye it. Like, it had faded enough that my hair was sort of like a chocolate brown, and my dreads were obviously black and they don't fade because they're synthetic. That's what I had before. What I'm using to get out, the bleach powder I'm using is Hairdye blue bleach powder. There's also a white one. I'm not entirely sure what the difference is in like chemical composition, but the white one seems to burn more and not do as much. I don't know if that's just me, but I've only tried it once or twice and it didn't seem to work as well as the blue bleach does. Blue bleach works really well. So yeah, that's the powder, and the developer I use is the Innovative developer, which is just the one that they seem to pretty well, like, they're different brands, but they seem to pretty well sell them together all the time. This one is 40 volt. What I used before was 30 volt, so to get it to this, I used 30 volt. I didn't leave 40 volt on my hair for 40 minutes or whatever, that's just crazy. 40 volt, 30 volt, 20 volt, 10 volt, that all refers to the percentage of peroxide. So, like, the sort of the active ingredient in developer is peroxide, and that's what reacts with the bleach powder. So the high percentage of peroxide you have, the more it's going to like have a chemical reaction, which is the stronger the bleach is. Which is why 40 volt will kill your hair. I know I'm going to have dead hair after this, but it's not really a big deal because I'm putting extensions in afterwards so they can grow out and be fine. This stuff is pretty well fine on unprocessed hair. I used to have sort of white, sort of silver hair, and it really, really was light. Yeah, it was white. So that really, really killed my hair when I first did it. But doing my regrowth, it will get, I mean, I'm sort of like a darkish sort of mousy blonde naturally, and it will get my roots to white within sort of about 10 minutes. So on natural hair it's pretty okay as long as you're sort of careful with it. It'll be okay, kind of thing. Just don't leave it on for too long because it will melt your hair. That's what initially did the short hair to me. When I was talking about synthetic hair and extensions, and like when I talk about having like dreads, I don't mean matted natural hair at all. Having real dreads kind of, I have to be honest, kind of freaks me out a little bit. Like, I'm not, each their own, have dreads. I think they would look really cool on other people. I have this real paranoia about not being able to like brush my hair and stuff, and so I wear like dread extensions, which you can't brush your hair while they're in, but at least I know I can take them out. It's a stupid paranoia. Okay, this is the set I showed you yesterday. This isn't the full set I wore the first time. It had some light petrol green and pink lilac naturals with it as well, and a couple of twisties I think as well. So there's only about, I think, 15 double enders here. This is a double ender. Looks like a V, so like one dread, two ends, double ender. Yes. a single ender is basically just one dread with it's made to have a loop at the top. So it would have a loop, something like that, and that would just be one dread. You braid them in fairly similarly, which I'll show you and everything when I come to it. There's just slightly different methods. Some people prefer double enders and single enders for different reasons. They feel slightly different when you wear them. They give slightly different finish. Like double enders, you can get a lot more volume in there. Single enders tend to look a bit more natural though. I'll likely make a few single enders because this is nowhere near enough. Even for a mohawk, this isn't enough to put in. I'll likely make a few more single enders out of the hot pink I was talking about in the last video, and then show you how I make them, kind of thing, and how I braid them in as opposed to braiding in like a double ender and stuff like that. Just slightly different processes. There's this kind of dreads, which are sort of like puffy and sort of kind of natural looking. They're called naturals, obviously. And then there are sort of these kind of dreads, which are sort of like, I call them twisties, just to make it easier for people that don't know that much about dreads. They're just sort of, yeah, twisted synthetic dreads. Sort of made in a similar way to these ones, but they're twisted really, really tightly. So they look sort of like silky and rope-like and kind of stripy when you see them. Naturals may take a lot less hair to make because they're fluffy and they take a lot more, they have a lot more sort of puff to them, kind of thing. This is jumbo braid. Yes. This is strawberry. This is the colour I was talking about yesterday. This is the colour your hair will go if you just bleach your hair to shit and then put on like, and either have like sort of slightly damp hair or dry hair and just put straight, neat hot pink dye from like Fudge or something. This is the kind of colour you will get, compared with, say, something like hot pink from My Kitchens. There's a big old difference. This looks more like baby pink, but really this is more just dark. But as I say, this is what you'll get if you dye your hair with just straight pink hair, pink hair dye. This obviously is a bit more puffy and fluffy than silky. Silky is this stuff. Yeah. I think initially, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think initially this was meant to replicate sort of African American women's hair, and this was meant to replicate sort of more like sort of Asian hair kind of thing. Because this is a bit more frizzy, and I know they use it for a lot of sort of like braiding applications on like African American women and stuff. They don't have a lot of places that do it here. They have some, but they don't have a great deal of places that do it here, so I don't have a lot of information on it. And I'm fairly sure this is silky, was initially intended to replicate sort of Asian hair. It's a bit more coarse, a bit more straight. So if your hair's coarse and straight, it'll kind of look like your hair texture anyway. Me personally, I'm closer to sort of jumbo braid in sort of like hair texture, because obviously no one's naturally got, you know, crimped hair, but if my hair was crimped, that's what it would look like. So yeah, generally when you're doing dreads, you use more jumbo braid because it dreads easier. Some people do naturals with silky. I've not had a lot of experience. I've only done bits and pieces with sort of silky hair, but it does seem to make really nice dreads. Silky is more generally used for like loose hair pieces, so like when it's meant to be like flippy and pretty and not dreaded. That's what silky is generally more used for. But yeah, it's just materials. Use it how you want. That's just how people normally use them.